Buongiorno and welcome. My name is Micheal Simons. I'm the Dean of the Law School at St. John's University in New York City. And it's a pleasure for me to welcome you to the beginning of our conference proceedings. For me personally, it's wonderful to be back. It was 2 years ago that St. John's Center for Law and Religion co-sponsored and co-hosted a conference here with our friends at LUMSA. This is the third international conference that the St. John's Center for Law and Religion has sponsored. We sponsored one in Paris in 2010, here in Rome with LUMSA in 2012, and we're thrilled to be back. I particularly want to recognize from St. John's Professor Mark Movsesian and Professor Mark DiGirolamo, the directors of our Center for Law and Religion, and Professor Margaret McGinnis, one of the co-directors of our Center for International Law. And I do want to thank our friends at LUMSA, Giuseppe Della Torre, who you heard from this morning at the papal audience, my friend Monica Lugato, who has worked so closely with us in planning this conference, and especially Maria Pia Bonasso for all of her work in planning this morning's audience with the Holy Father. Today's topic, international religious freedom and the global clash of values, is an important one, and one that St. John's is well positioned to help address. As you heard me say this morning at the papal audience, St. John's University was founded in 1870. It is a Catholic, Vincentian, and global university. We have not only 4 campuses in and around New York City, but campuses in Rome and a campus in Paris. And as a university, our obligation is to foster the exchange of ideas, to bring together academics and thought leaders and policymakers to discuss and clash, if you will, about important questions and important values. Our obligation as part of the academy is to produce knowledge, not just in our classrooms, where we do, and that's very important, but in conferences like this, bringing together people from all around the world to illuminate difficult questions. And there's no question that this is a difficult question we discuss today and tomorrow. As a Catholic university, we have a special obligation to bring to bear our learning and our knowledge production on questions involving religion, and as a law school, questions involving religion and the law. And as a global university, we know we must do that in a global context. You know, the importance of religious liberty today was emphasized by our audience this morning with the Holy Father. As he said, the questions we confront today are as important and as problematic, religious persecution in particular, as they've been since the time of Constantine, a source not only of difficulty and conflict, but, as the Holy Father noted this morning, war. And just the fact that he saw it as important to meet with us and to urge on our mission today emphasizes for each of us how important what we're doing is, and frankly how difficult it is. The Pope referred to this morning to il pensiero debole, which has a specific meaning in philosophical discourse. In English is translated into weak thought. And to me, that meant his urging us to confront these questions, difficult questions, not with sort of bland appeals to toleration, but with a deep understanding that the value of religious liberty comes and is grounded in the good of religion. My colleague Mark DiGirolamo might refer to the questions we discussed today as tragic ones. And by that, Mark means there is no easy answer. The clash of values reflected in the title of this conference represents a real clash. But it's our mission to bring to these questions of great conflict not weak thought, but rigorous thinking, deep understanding of the competing values that are at stake, the comparative perspectives that are at issue, and the very real consequences that will flow from these questions. That's what the Center for Law and Religion does at St. John's. That's what the Center for International Comparative Law at St. John's does. And that's what we do today here in partnership with our friends at LUMSA. So welcome. I look forward to 2 days of challenging, inspiring, and rigorous thinking. And now it's my pleasure to turn over the podium to my friend and counterpart from LUMSA, Angelo Rinella. Grazie.